guys, today I'm filming my hit or quit it thoughts on hauls number 65. If you guys have never seen one of these videos from me before, I'll have my playlist linked down below. Basically, I'm going to be reviewing the products I featured in a haul video 10 months back to give you my current thoughts on these products. I will have the original haul video linked down below, and I will list and link all the items that I mentioned. So all the products I have featured in this haul are things that I got for Christmas last year, and then a few things that I purchased at the end of December or in January. So I have a ton of stuff to get through here, so I'm going to jump right in with the products I had from Sephora. First are a couple of face palettes. So this is the Clinique Get Cheeky palette, which the thing I don't like about this product is that the packaging is super cheap. It doesn't say the shade names anywhere on the product. I think it may have said on the box and it says online, but I'm pretty sure this is like Pink Honey, Black Honey, and Nude Pop. And so far, I believe I've only worn the nude shade, which is terrible, but this was an amazing value, and I do love the Clinique Cheek Pop blushes, so I am still happy that I purchased this one, but yes, it's a shame I haven't used these other two shades yet. I'll make sure to get some good use out of them this winter coming up. And since then, Clinique has released a few other cheek palettes. I think there are some that are different blush shades, and then like blush, bronzer, highlighter, so I definitely do recommend these palettes because they are a really amazing value. They just feel really cheapy, at least this one does. The other face palette I purchased is the Hourglass Ambient Unlocked palette. So they actually re-released this palette for this holiday in their ghost packaging. I think this packaging is much prettier, and what I've heard is and have seen in like value breakdowns is that the face palettes from Hourglass that they release for holidays are actually a terrible value if you go price per gram comparing it to their full-size products. But for me, I didn't care with this one because I actually felt like I would use all of the shades in here. So this one I can use as more of a setting powder. This is like a bronzer, topper, a bit of a contour, highlight, and two blushes. I have used this palette. I do really enjoy it. It's not a holy grail product of mine. I could definitely do without these two shades right here, but I do love the blushes, the bronzer, and highlight. They're all really pretty, and it was a great opportunity for me to be able to test out a bunch of Hourglass products. I am not going to be going and collecting the Hourglass face palettes, but I am happy to have this one. I am interested in trying other Hourglass products. I know my friend Jean is obsessed with the blushes, but their products are so expensive and I still can't justify that price. However, this is a good product I'm happy to have, good quality, but the pans are a lot smaller than you would think they are, and I know it is a terrible price per gram, but I am happy that I have this one. It was something that I got for Christmas. I don't think I could spend my own money on it, but I am happy I have that. Then I have a palette that was gifted to me by my friend Raven. This is the Huda Beauty new nude palette, and mine looks a little beat up. I did film a palette of the month review video on this one, which I will have linked in the cards, and I really enjoy this palette. I've told you guys before, the little mini Obsessions palettes are not my favorite. I feel like the mattes aren't the best in those. They're just a little bit more sheer, and I really have to build them up, but the larger palettes I think are great quality. So in this palette, you do have two pressed glitters, which I don't like because they're very messy. I just don't know how to use pressed glitter. I just make a mess of it. It gets in my eye. And these more like foil multi-chrome shadows are very pretty. I do enjoy the mattes in here. This like concealer base shade is not good. It's really thin and waxy. I don't really like that. And then there's only like one shade that's like a true shimmer, and that's one of my favorite formulas from her, so I was really bummed they only included one in here because in the Desert Dust palette there were a few of them, and again, that's my favorite formula from Huda. I think it performs so well, so I wish there would have been more. Overall though, I do really enjoy this palette. These colors are right up my alley for the winter time, and it's a great selection and a really nice quality. And then the last thing I have here would be a Laura Mercier Caviar stick set. And this was still so perfect for me. It was a great value. I love the Laura Mercier shadow sticks. I've used up 2 minis in rose gold. And then last holiday, they released this intense version, which would be all of their permanent shades, but these just have a little bit more sparkle and glitter to them. And these are all shades on my wish list plus rose gold. And again, I've used up the minis that I have, so I didn't mind having another one of these because I know I can always go through it. So here was what rose gold looks like, and honestly it's not super rosy or super golden. It's like a golden champagne. Then we've got Intense Moonlight, which is a little bit more taupey, like a taupey champagne color. Then we've got Copper, which is somewhat of like a copper and a rose gold. It's on the lighter side. And then we've got Intense Amethyst, which is like a purpley taupe color. Very beautiful. I'm so happy to have this set. I love this formula, and like I said, these shades are the ones that were on my wish list, the ones I really wanted to try. They do have a holiday set this year. I'm not going to purchase it because there are some repeat colors, but I would recommend it. It does take me a while to go through these shadow sticks, and I recommend once you use up like all the product that's easily accessible, I do dig into it with a Q-tip, put it in a little jar, and just apply it with a brush or my finger as a base, because there's a lot of product in there, so you want to get your full money's worth. But I really do love these, and I would consider buying some more of these in the future. I know some people have seen a few shades popping up at TJ Maxx, so if you do find them there, I think people have been seeing them for around $7 or $8. I would purchase them. I think they're great. I'm on the hunt for metallic taupe. I do believe a couple of these shades have been showing up as well, so I definitely recommend those. And the last thing I gotten from Sephora were actually some products I purchased myself, and I purchased 2 of the Sephora Play Smarts K Beauty bags. I did actually review these in my thoughts on hauls from last month, because basically I had purchased one, then these sets went on sale, and I was able to use a 20% off of sale products coupon, and I ended up buying 2 for $16 instead of 1 for $15. And the one I had purchased and reviewed last month, I hadn't used it, so I did return that one brand new, and I bought 2 of the same kits. So because I have so many products that I'm going to be reviewing today, I'm not going to go through everything and review it again. So if you want to know everything that was in that bag, there were 6 different products. Just check out my thoughts on hauls from last month, which I will link in the cards so you can hear my thoughts. Now moving on to what I got from Ulta, there were several palettes, and the first one was the Urban Decay Naked Cherry palette. I do have a review video on this one as well, which I will link in the cards. I think this is a pretty palette. It does perform pretty well. This pink shimmer shade Bang Bang is a terrible shade. It is just really hard to get opaque on the lid. You really have to layer it up, which I hate. I don't know why in several Urban Decay palettes there's always like one shade that's really a terrible shimmer. I don't know what they're doing, because they can make good shimmers. I don't know why this keeps happening, and that's a shame, because it is a pretty color, but it just does not perform the best. And a lot of these shades in here are very similar. This is a pretty palette. I haven't used it in a while. It is very good quality though. I do think that the Naked Heat and the Naked Cherry are a better, softer, more pigmented quality than the Naked 1, 2, and 3. So I do like this palette, and I would recommend it. However, it's not a must-have for me. I got this as a Christmas gift because I was having a hard time coming up with enough things that I wanted for Christmas. So I did decide to get this one. Otherwise though, I wouldn't purchase it. Now if this went half off, 40% off, I would recommend it, but full price, I don't think so. I think it's just too similar, but the colors are pretty and it does perform well. I would say that probably my favorite shades, I love these 2 matte colors right here. And then I really do like all the rest of the shimmers with the exception of this one. So good products, but it's not a must-have. Then I have the Too Faced Gingerbread Spice Palette, and here's what this one looks like. I love this palette. I think the quality is fantastic, and it's such a beautiful shade selection. I do think a lot of times Too Faced has really weird palettes, or they're boring, or their holiday palettes all look the same, but this was a great selection of colors and a really nice formula. I definitely do recommend this one, and I'm really happy they brought this one back this year. If you have not purchased it yet, I definitely do recommend that you do. It is really great quality and really good colors. This is probably my favorite out of the palettes that I've mentioned so far. Then I had gotten the ColourPop Rendezvous palette, which was limited edition for the holidays, and this was originally an Ulta exclusive, and then they did put it on the ColourPop website. And there are a few permanent shades in here, or I guess single shades. The gold Two Birds, which I did have in a single, so I gave it to my friend Ami, and then the matte black Let's Do It. I do think this is a really pretty palette. I've used all three of these shimmers so far, and they perform really well. They're very beautiful. Of course, I love this copper catch, but I do like that color fling as well. This was a really pretty palette. I haven't used all of the shades yet. I haven't used the mattes. I'm probably going to be using those more towards the winter time, but this is a really pretty palette and I do recommend it. It was limited edition, and I wouldn't say like you super missed out because ColourPop releases so many products that they do have very similar shades in a lot of palettes. So it's not the most unique, but I do like the color selection and it did perform well. So that is a nice palette. And then I had two more palettes. So these, there were a couple like deal a days leading up to Christmas, and then Ulta had sent out several 20% off coupons in the month of December, so I was able to use coupons on top of some of these products. And I'm going to try not to go too much into the deals because this video will end up being too long. You can check out my original haul video to hear about all the deals. So I did purchase the Dose of Colors Katy and Desi Friendcation palette for an amazing price. It was more than half off. I haven't used this one yet. I know, it's so terrible. There are a lot of shades in here that are very pretty, but then there are some that are like a snooze to me. Like these two browns, I probably won't, I mean, I might use this one. I just don't like that tone of brown on me. So those two I probably won't use very much. The rest of them I do think I will use and I will like. I just have not used this yet. So this is something I need to challenge myself to do next year. And then this is something that was part of Black Friday Cyber Monday. This is the Urban Decay Naked Heat Petite palette. And here are what those shades look like. I'm actually wearing this on my eyes today, of course, with some shimmer shadows, and this is really nice. So this is actually much more powdery than any of the other Urban Decay shadows that I've worked with, so that was a bit of a surprise for me, but they were pigmented and they did blend out quite nicely. I don't think that this palette is necessary because we all have these shades in our collection. I do think that this is nice if you have a bunch of ColourPop Super Shock shadows or a bunch of shimmery singles and you're a warm tone girl and you want to have a go-to warm matte palette and then just experiment with different shimmer singles for the lid. I do think this is nice for that. If you can get it half off, I'd recommend it. Just at 20% off or full price, I don't think the colors are unique enough, but the formula is nice and I am happy to have it, but it's just not a must-have. And then I have a holiday set from Too Faced. This was their Melted Matte Liquid Lipstick set. I love these little minis. I think that they're so precious. I love the packaging, and these are all scented, which is really nice. And so far, I've only used 2 of the 4, which is not good, I know. So this first one is Pumpkin Spice, Hot Buttered Rum. The scents are amazing. Then we've got Sugar Cookie and Cinnamon Bear. So very pretty shades. I do like the Too Faced formula. It is fully opaque. It does set down to a completely matte finish. It can be a bit drying, but it's not the most drying. I think Anastasia liquid lipsticks are more drying than these. I am happy to have these. I think this is a great set. I would love to get some more minis of Too Faced liquid lipsticks, but I'm not going to be buying any more in the full size. I did feel like the full size ones I had in the past did go bad kind of quickly. So if you can get minis, I recommend it. It's a good formula, not my most favorite liquid lipstick formula, but I am happy that I have this set. And then there was another product I purchased on one of those deal of days leading up to Christmas. It was the Lancome Hypnose Drama Mascara. This is my favorite high-end mascara. It does have a natural bristle brush that's shaped kind of like a wave, and it is a wet formula. This does give some length, but it gives a lot of volume and it makes my lashes look very full and very fluttery. Out of all the high-end mascaras, this is my most favorite, and it is the one I do think is worth purchasing in the full size. As you can see, I have not used mine yet. I think there are about 2 minis that are older than this one, so I'm going to use those first and then I'm going to use this. So I will be able to use this pretty soon, and I definitely do recommend that mascara. Again, I was happy to get 50% off. I'm not going to buy that with a 20% off coupon. I'm just going to cross my fingers and hope that I continue to get some minis of it, and I will pick them up whenever I have the chance, but I just can't spend that much on a high-end mascara. But, well, I can't spend that much on a mascara, but it is a good one. Then there was a Buxom Holiday Lip Gloss Duo. These were an amazing, amazing price. I think they were maybe cheaper than the price of one. So you get one of the Buxom Plumping Lip Polishes, which is part of their like lip topper collection, in the shade Selena, which is like a white holographic lip gloss. And the toppers are a little weird because instead of having a brush or a sponge tip applicator, it's like a flat paddle spatula type. So I have not used this one yet. I'm not a lip topper kind of girl, but I need to try this one. And then we have the full on lip cream, which is my favorite formula, in the shade Rose Julep. It's a beautiful rosy color, and wait for it, never used it. I don't know, maybe I've used it once, but I don't remember. I know I love this formula, I just haven't used the shade yet, so I will pull this one out in the winter time to get some more use out of it. I know I love the Buxom gloss formula. It's definitely one of my favorite high-end glosses. I love the lip creams because these have a little bit more opacity. They're probably still like these are like light, this is like medium, maybe medium, but they're not too sticky on the lips. I love that cooling feeling, and it gives a lot of glossy shine, makes your lips look fuller. I do love this gloss formula. I definitely just need to use those shades. I do think that the Buxom lip kits are always a really good value, so I would recommend them. Next was something I was really excited about. This was a holiday kit that, again, I had gotten on super sale and with a coupon. And these were 3 shades of the Urban Decay Heavy Metal Glitter Liners. And Midnight Cowboy has been, well, these products in general have been raved about for years, especially Midnight Cowboy, so I was excited that this one was included. And then you also had Starfire, which is a little bit more of like a coppery bronze, and then you have the shade Volume, which is red, but it has like flashes of orange and pink in it and gold. It's really pretty. So I have not used these a ton, surprise. So I did try using one of these on my lid the other day. I just kind of like painted it all over my lid. I tried to keep my eyes closed for a bit to let it set. I didn't wait long enough. I got glitter all up in my crease, which I don't like. So I need to play around with these more. These are not the most opaque, so I do think if I wanted like an opaque glitter wing liner, I would really have to layer these up. I'm happy to have them for the price that I got them at, but these are not products where I would purchase them individually or the 20% off coupon because I just don't use these type of products enough, but I am happy to have them. And then here's another thing that was part of Black Friday Cyber Monday, and it was 50% off. This is the Becca Mineral Blush in the shade Flowerchild. I do love the Becca blushes. They're extremely pigmented, but they look beautiful on the skin. They do blend out nicely, but they're very pigmented, which means that they would really work well on people that have like a medium deep complexion. They have some really rich shades in the line, and these have been showing up at TJ Maxx. I saw them more a few months back, but I know that some people have been seeing them restocking recently, so I would recommend picking them up because you'll get them for a great price. But I love this color. It's a beautiful shade that I wear in the springtime. Definitely love this color and this formula in general. I wish they would release some more colors. And then there were a couple other products I purchased and returned. That would be the Lime Crime Venus Extra Small Rose Gold palette. This one was pretty. It only had 4 shades. It was bulky. I wasn't blown away by the formula, and I had very similar colors. Then the Beauty Bakerie liquid lipstick in Versailles. It was a pretty pink color, but the formula was very weird. It reminded me of the Maybelline Superstay Matte Inks. Like, it was very long wearing, but it was sticky, and I couldn't stand it. Like, yes, it's a nice long wearing lip product, and I think you're either gonna love or hate it, and I unfortunately didn't like it at all. I mess with my lips too much to wear something that's sticky like that. Then I had gotten some e.l.f. products, the 16-hour Camo Concealer in Fair Warm. That was like white on me. It was way too pale, which is great for pale people. Like, I mean, I'm pale, but you know, if you're fairer than me and you have a hard time finding a good concealer match for you, Tarte Shape Tape in Fair is very pale. And then the e.l.f. Camo Concealer in Fair Warm. So I did return that because the color was too pale for me, and I already have white concealers in my collection, and other shades are too light I'm using for mixing, so it didn't feel worth keeping just to mix. Then I had the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. This felt kind of greasy on me. It didn't do anything for my skin. I don't know if it's a dupe for the Tatcha or not. I had like a little foil sample of the Tatcha, and I wasn't blown away by that one either, so I don't know, but I didn't love it, so I returned it. And then I had purchased the e.l.f. Line and Define Eye Tape to hit $15, and I didn't use it, and I returned it unused. It was only $2. I do think this is a cool product. It's basically like tape you can place on your eye to help sharpen up your eye looks, but it's not like using Scotch tape. Like, it's not going to be as intense of a stick as that. So it's a really cool product to see from e.l.f. and this is something they do sell at Ulta, which is nice, but I did return that unused. Next, I placed a ColourPop order. I believe that their palettes were 20% off, but everything else was 30% off, which is a really good deal for ColourPop. Usually they don't have where everything's that discounted. So I did purchase enough to get free shipping, and I got a bunch of things that have been on my wish list for a while. So the first thing was the Jelly Much eyeshadow. I got the shade oh no. Ugh, okay, it looks okay. So there is a little cap in here, and I keep it tightly sealed, but you've got to be freaking kidding me. It is essentially completely dried out. I've had this for 10 months. I've kept it completely sealed. That freaking sucks. It's so lame. But I do think that Amanda from Makeup Just for Fun did film a video on these, and I think she mentioned how to revive them, so I will check that out. But anyway, this is a really pretty duochromatic pink shade. It has some like blue shifts in it. I'm so annoyed right now. So like I said, I have the shade Sweet Dreams. This is not a product I loved anyway. It was something cool to try, but the jelly texture was just not easy for me to work with. I didn't like it on my eye. It grossed me out a little bit. So yeah, I feel biased because now I definitely don't recommend them. I was so disappointed that it dried out. I will try to revive it and see if I can make it work. If not, whatever, I'm throwing it away. I didn't enjoy it to begin with. I would not recommend those. I think just stick with a Super Shock shadow or a Stila Glitter and Glow over that. Then I had purchased the No Filter Concealer in Light 10. I do love their concealer. I think it's great for blemishes and under eyes, but I like this shade because it's nice and light and yellow tone, but this does oxidize, which is the one thing I don't like about it, and then it becomes too dark for me to use, so I ended up using it on my cheeks to help build up coverage on top of my foundation. It was so perfect and amazing for that. I'm not going to purchase it right now because I do have the Estee Lauder Double Wear Maximum Cover Foundation, which I'm using in the same way, and I love both of those products mostly equally. I think the Estee Lauder a little bit more, but it is a good product and I definitely do recommend it, and it is nice and affordable. Then I did purchase the ColourPop Cream Gel Liner in the shade Swerve, which is the matte black color, because I wanted to test this out to see if it lasted well in my waterline, and I still can't tell you. I have not used it yet because I'm trying not to like open up and use all the different black liners in my collection, but I do think I should, to just kind of like battle them out, test them out, and then I can declutter some because I have a ton that I don't need to be holding on to for the fact that I never wear black liner. I just have received so many freebies of like cult classic black liners, I just can't let them go. So I need to try this one out, but in general, you guys know I love this formula. Zulu and Prance, which is a periwinkle blue and a mint, are my most favorite colors of all time. I've used them up completely. I repurchased their staples for me for the springtime. This is a very thick, more dry formula, so it is not going to work on the upper lash line. It is not. The pencil is going to break. These do break pretty easy, so only twist up a little bit at a time, and that's why these are only good for the waterline, because they're that dry. So they work really well on your wet waterline to like apply the product but not slip off. And you can probably do it against your lower lash line as well, but not on the upper lash line. It is going to break. Your skin is just too flimsy up there. So for the waterline, lower lash line, these pencils are amazing because they are very pigmented and they do stay in place. Again, I was super impressed by the pastel shades I've tried from them, and I definitely want to purchase some more shades from ColourPop because they've released a few more recently that are right up my alley. So I've never tried any of the shimmers from ColourPop. I've only tried the more cream or matte finishes, and I think that they're amazing. And then I did purchase one eyeshadow palette. I got the Good Sport palette. People have been raving about this one, and people have really been comparing this one to the Gingerbread Spice palette from Too Faced. I don't see it. I think that, like, yes, the shades are similar, but like the tones, the depth, the intensity of them are different. I think that you can have both and justify it. So I have used this palette a handful of times. I haven't used every shade though. I did not use the two purples or this really dark color. but I think I use the greens. And this is very pigmented. It does blend nicely. The only color I did not like was this deep dark matte green Trophies. I tried to put it like in my crease. It was a mess. I couldn't blend it out. It looked very muddy on me, although I'm not very good at blending. I'm not good with dark colors, but on the lower lash line smudged out, it looked great. So that's how I'm going to use that one. But this is a really unique palette. I like that it's a little bit more mustardy tone, and I definitely do recommend this one. It is a really unique palette for ColourPop, and it is really good quality, very pigmented and easy to blend. And then the last thing I got was this large palette from ColourPop. It says You're Dreamy on it. They've released a lot more since then, a lot more designs, which I think is really cute, and I probably would have preferred over this one. And I just purchased the empty palette right now. I've just got some blushes in it, and I had purchased this to put my ColourPop eyeshadows in, and it's actually a little bit smaller, I think, than the Z palette I was using, and I do like the clear top of Z palettes, but this fits the ColourPop cheek products perfectly, so that is why I chose to switch around the products in it. But I was really annoyed because this one is kind of messed up. As you can see, it's not lame, perfectly flat. The product inside, the like little metal sheet, is a little bit bubbled and it doesn't lay flat. So I asked for a new one. They wouldn't give it to me, which is fine because this isn't broken, but it's just not as appealing to the eye and it drives me nuts. But I do think that these are great palettes. They are a really great affordable price. I do recommend them. I just prefer Z palettes because they do have that clear top, but this does perfectly fit the blushes. So if you're trying to get cheek products from ColourPop, I recommend this because let me see. No, I don't. Is it? I'm trying to see if it's deep enough to put. Yeah. So if I wanted to have 6 ColourPop cheek products, they would fit perfectly in here. In the large Z palette size, they don't. This one is not as wide, but it is like longer, deeper. I don't know what I'm saying, but you get it. Like the Z palette ones might come to here, but the ColourPop ones come to here, so I can actually fit 6 cheek products in here perfectly, which I might get to that point. Next, I have one product that I purchased from either TJ Maxx or Marshalls. This is the Urban Decay Afterglow Blush in the shade Fetish, and I think this is the only color I've seen popping up at TJ Maxx, which is a little interesting. These blushes have been discontinued for a while now, and this is a really pretty mauvey pink shade. I have used this in the winter time. This does have a nice amount of pigment to it. It is like a satin finish blush. It's okay. Basically, the day after I purchased it, I regretted it. I think this was around $11 and it just wasn't necessary for me to have. I was just excited to find it, and it's still not something that I love. This is going to go in my chopping block for next year to make sure I really want it, but this is something I will wear this winter time and make a decision on whether I want to keep it or not. It's an okay product, but it's not amazing. I wouldn't go out of your way to purchase this unless you find it for a really good deal, like $5 or $6. Amazing, but $11 that I paid for it, it just is not the most amazing color and formula for me, but it's not a bad product. Then I did purchase some things from KL Polish. So I did buy the boxed set of her Ofra collab. So you got the 2 Ofra inspired polishes and then one of the corresponding lip colors that was picked randomly. So the 2 polishes would be Miami Fever and Havana Nights. So these were made to be the exact shades that she created in her Ofra liquid lipsticks. So forgive me, my nail polish has been on for a week now, but I wanted to keep it on for the next couple videos to show it to you. So this one is Miami Fever, which is a beautiful burnt orange color. I do like this one. It's not my most favorite, but it is a good polish. I do think I will wear a lot in the fall. It was opaque in 2 coats. And then I have Havana Nights, which is like a deep oxblood color. This is so beautiful. I do not like very dark vampy colors on my nails, and I was really surprised by how much I love this one. Again, an amazing formula, opaque in 2 coats, but this is like the perfect bloody red for me. I have Zoya's Margot, which has always been my favorite vampy polish, but that one is a little bit more on the purple side, and this one is obviously more red, so I think I'm set on my vampy polishes. It just makes me so happy that I actually loved this one, and I truly did. I did wear this in my past couple videos, so I definitely love both of those polishes. And then the liquid lipstick I was randomly sent was Havana Nights. I have not used this one yet. You guys know I don't really wear deep lip colors either, but I do plan on putting this in my chopping block to test out for the winter time. So we'll see what I think of it. From the Ofra liquid lipsticks I've tried before, I do like the formula. It is nice and moussey. You can tell that this is old packaging, but I like this packaging well enough. Then I did get 4 other polishes from them. All their polishes were on sale, and then I think it was like buy 3 get 1 free plus free shipping. So up until this point, the Zodiac collection was excluded from the sales, and I think it's because they had collabed with some influencers to like represent each shade for some photo shoots, so I'm not sure what they had to pay the influencers. I'm just assuming that's why the Zodiac collection was on sale for a while. So then they eventually did go on sale, and then like a couple of days later they went on sale even cheaper than when I bought them, so that was annoying, but that's okay. I'm happy I was able to get the shade. So the first one is the shade Gemini, which is a beautiful yellow color. I am not into yellows, but I felt like this was pale enough that I could give it a shot. I don't know, I don't love yellows on my skin tone, so I did try this one, and it's just okay. It's not my most favorite. I'm happy to have it, but it really depends on the length of my nails. If I like this one, I would like it to be a little bit more pastel than this one, but it's okay. Then I have Libra, which is a really pretty like light purpley pink color. I do really enjoy this one on the nails. It's a great spring color for me. I'm happy I have that. Then my most favorite would definitely be Leo. I tried this one this fall, and this is my sign, which is funny. I always say it. I don't think I'm much like a Leo except for maybe like the vanity aspect of it. I don't feel like personality-wise I fit with a Leo, but anyway, this is a very beautiful shade. It is a beautiful copper with a lot of gold glitters and reflex in here. Obsessed with this shade. And then I have the color Cozy in there, which has been on my wish list for a while, and I decided to get it. This looked amazing on Makeup by Jessie, and I did try this recently. It's okay on me. It's not my most favorite blue, but it is a good formula. It is a pretty color, so I'm not obsessed with all 4 of these. I am with Leo. The other ones, I kind of could take it or leave it. I like them. This one I like more than these 2, but I like them. They're not necessarily must-haves, but again, especially considering the brand is not around anymore, I am happy that I have these, but Leo is like a holy grail must-have. Then I had my Sephora Play for January of 2019. So there was the foil sample of the Way Repair Shampoo and Conditioner. I'm not sure what I thought about this or if I've tried it yet. Then I had a little mini of the Beauty Blender Solid Cleanser, the Pro version, so it was the black color. I use this to clean my sponges. It did a great job of getting all of the makeup out of my sponges. However, I just can't pay the price for the Beauty Blender Solid Cleanser because I do have the Dr. Bronner's Bar Soap, which I feel performs just as well, and it is a lot cheaper. You get a lot more product, so I'm gonna buy that one instead. Then we got the Freaking Bite Beauty Matte Lip Crayon in Glacé, which all of us got in a Sephora birthday gift. They keep trying to send these out to us, and I'm like, you guys better freaking stop. Like, they've sent this in Sephora Plays a couple of times, and I've been lucky. I think I only got it one of the times, but it's so annoying that they keep sending the same shade. I know that they obviously have not been able to get rid of it, and I've seen that they've sent out the lipstick and the lip mask blister packs that were part of the birthday gift. I guess I had a ton of birthday gifts left and they were trying to get rid of the products, which I get. So they kept breaking up the sets and putting them into Sephora Plays. It's a fine product. I'm not blown away by Bite Beauty for some reason. I think that they are like a nice cream formula. They have a lot of pretty shades. I do enjoy this product, but it's not like a holy grail to me or anything, but I will try to use it up eventually. Then I had the Sunday Riley Good Genes Lactic Acid Treatment. I do like this product. I don't think I got to use it enough to notice any real difference in my skin, but whenever I can get minis, I do take them and use them because it is a really expensive product. Then I had the Laneige Water Sleeping Mask, and I have not used this one yet. It is now getting to be one of the older moisturizers in my collection, so you will hear my thoughts on it soon in a 365 Days of Sample series. If you guys follow along with that series, you know I'm using up my sample products oldest to newest, so that one will be soon. Then I had the Living Proof Restore Perfecting Spray. This is like a leave-in product. It did have a nice scent. It made my hair feel a little bit smoother. I have a ton of those type of products and I use them all, but I don't notice anything special about them. And Then I had gotten a couple products in PR from Derma E. I had the Purifying Detox Scrub and the Purifying 2-in-1 Charcoal Mask. I have not used these yet, which is terrible. I'm especially bad about using full-size skincare products. It just takes me forever to get through everything. Then Pixi has sent me this gorgeous travel makeup bag, which I love. It's such great quality. And then they sent all of the Rose products from their Rose line. So they sent the Rose Cream Cleanser, Rose Tonic, Rose Ceramide Cream, Makeup Melting Cleansing Cloth, Makeup Fixing Mist, the Rose Glow Mist, Rose Caviar Essence, and the Rose Flash Bomb. I've actually ended up decluttering most of these for my friend Amanda because she loves rose scents and I hate rose scents. I still have the Rose Flash Bomb and maybe one other thing, but I know for the Flash Bomb a lot of people really enjoyed using this as a primer, especially Angelic and Meek Fist, so I do want to try that one. I tried the Rose Tonic and the scent was just it was too much for me. I couldn't do it. I do think Pixi has amazing skincare. I just can't handle the scent of those products, so my friend Amanda was certainly happy to receive those. So guys, I know this was a super long video. I warned you, but I'm glad that I've actually tested out a lot of these products. It makes me really embarrassed when I do these videos and there are several things I haven't used. I mean, there's plenty of things I need to use, of course, but I did actually test out a good amount of these products, so I do feel better about that. I can always improve, but I'm not as embarrassed today as I usually am, so that is great. So I would like to thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please let me know your thoughts on any of the products I mentioned here today. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye, guys.